Hello, good morning, traders.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Rotimi, how are you,
Morning.
sir?
All right. I want to welcome everybody on board. It's a new day.
Good morning, sir. How is the family, sir?
Very fine. Thank God.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
And your family too.
Thank
Good
God.
morning, sir.
My family is
All right.
fine, sir. You're welcome.
All right. Good to hear that. All right. So let's get started. Today is Wednesday, the 20th of March, 2024. Good morning, Mr. Smart. Okay. So let's look at the fundamentals. Now, fundamentals today, we have CPI from the United Kingdom by 8 a.m. and European Central Bank Governor, or President rather, President Lagarde is going to speak by 9:45 a.m. And later today by 7 p.m. we have the federal funds rate, FOMC economic projections, FOMC statement, FOMC press conference, and later by 10:45 p.m. we have GDP from the New Zealand. All right. Now, all these events, are expected to come with a level of volatility. Now, the first event which will happen is the GBP event by 8 a.m. That's this one by 8 a.m. So we'll look at the technicals. Now we know the drill. If the actual is greater than forecast, we are buying the pound. If the actual is less than forecast, we're selling the pound. Now this is CPI. Honestly, it may not depend on technicals. Wherever it goes, just follow. But we can just still check if there is any technical projection. We'll definitely do that. Now, for the ECB President Lagarde's speech by 9:45, I will advise if you are not in the market at that time, this can be volatile, but we may not know the direction. So, and it may affect other currencies. When speeches happen, it's not just about the currency of that country alone. It will affect other currencies. So I will advise if you have any running trade by 9:45, just make sure you put a reasonable stop loss in place because this speech may distort the market. Then after that, we won't have any other fundamental events till 7 p.m. today, where we have everything here, federal funds rate, FOMC, everything is all covered under FOMC, which talks about interest rates in the United States. So this will come up by 7 p.m. Now, it should be noted, because of this news on FOMC, the dollar may either be ranging today or maybe unstable. One of the two will happen. If it is possible to avoid trading the dollar before the news, it will be advisable, because the dollar will be waiting for the outcome of this news before any clear direction, will come. So if you can avoid the dollar, even if there is no, even if there's a signal, if you can avoid it, it will be better. Okay, Mr. Cyril is saying that they cannot hear me. Is that everybody's experience? Can any other person hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
All right, thank you.
I'm
Yeah,
hearing
you,
you
sir.
very well.
Thank you very much, everyone. So, Mr. Cyril, kindly check your device. Log out and log in again. All right. Thank you for your response, everyone. So that's my view, from the angle of the fundamentals. Now, for the FOMC later in the afternoon, my colleague will give us an update. But then I have some technical setup I will show you ahead of this news. But like I said, if it's advisable, to stay out before 7, it will really be good because the dollar may be unstable before then. And the one later tonight, New Zealand, that's, in the afternoon, you get analysis on that. But generally, it's just GDP on New Zealand. If you are weak, that will be covered to 11 Nigerian time. Some of us will be sleeping then, but if you're a trader, you want to trade it, you may stay awake. Actual greater than forecast will be good for the New Zealand, and actual less than forecast will be good. All right, so let's go over to the technicals and look at the pound. Then we'll look at other technical projections for the day. There are a lot of setup today, quite a lot. Okay, before I just go further, I remember getting this analysis on a BTC on Monday. It's thank God it's recorded. And I remember telling somebody was asking the question about it, and I said it's included in my weekly outlook, and it was part of the instruments I actually prepared to talk about on Monday. I remember clearly saying that the BTC was, on a verge of a breakout to the upside. I said the breakout upwards from this range would be a buy, the breakout below this line would be a sell. And I remember telling us that I saw a head and shoulder pattern being formed. Now price has broken through, and BTC has dropped. It has dropped from $64,000 per BTC to 61,000. At least Fibonacci 50 is already hit in line, with that analysis. That tells you that that projection, was a correct one. And I remember giving an analysis on gold also on Monday. Okay, I just produced the video on Monday. I had a radio interview. I remember now, yes. Maybe it was in the afternoon that I was not giving us that. My outlook on gold too, came out in line with the expectation. It was today's Wednesday, gold on Monday when I did the analysis. Okay, this was a setup. I posted, okay, it was in just one group. I posted the updates, but you can check the weekly outlook or you watch the video. I had a support zone here, and the price broke and hit Fibonacci, two Fibonacci levels hitting profit. That's Fibonacci 38.2 and 50. That gave about 85 pips also in all. Yeah. So all these things work. Let's just follow it. It can really help you to improve. Okay, Mr. Cyril is saying he can hear me, he can't see my screen. You need to refresh I think he's having issues with his network. Cyril. Please let me just respond in a second to Mr. Cyril. Kindly check your network. All right, thank you. All right, so let's go. I just said I should give you an update for the analysis we've given. At least we've seen about 2, even 3. New Zealand JPY is working in line, with the analysis. So you can always check up on this, setups to decide on your trades. All right, so for the pound, GBP was part of the instruments analyzed of the week. I said the direction is bearish, and I still maintain that view because currently we have a rising wedge on the 4-hour with a support turned resistance on the daily. So if the news by 8 o'clock does not favor the pound, then GBP is expected to crash if the news does not favor the pound. So if it comes out with a bearish bias, you can sell GBP CHF. GBP JPY is not really giving us any clear. We don't really have a clear setup on GBP JPY. Okay. Oh, pardon me. I don't think I didn't look too well. Now I can see. Now for GBP JPY, it's equally also at a resistance level on the monthly time frame. I think we should just focus on these two since we have a very clear setup on both of them. It's close. It's not touching exactly, but very is within the range of the monthly resistance. This is the monthly resistance here, and we have price very close to it. So same thing, the resistance level on the monthly time frame. We're not really having anything like maybe a rising wedge, except maybe on 1 hour. Okay, I think we can get something on the 1 hour time frame. But either there's a rising wedge or not, this is news. The most important thing is that price came very close. It's within the range of a monthly time frame resistance. So if the news comes out again not to favor the pound, GBP JPY will also sell. So we have two setups for a bearish movement on GBP JPY, I mean on the pound, ahead of the CPI news by 8 o'clock. But GBP USD seems to be on the other side. So if it's a buy, we may be looking at the GBP USD. Now for GBP USD, we can see this daily time frame. We can see on an uptrend, price is in an uptrend. And yesterday candle closed as a rejection candle, meaning that technically this instrument is ready to make a bullish, continuation pattern. So if the news by 8 o'clock favors the pound, that is the actual is greater than forecast, you can buy GBP USD. So let's tidy it up now. If the news comes out actual less than forecast, you can sell GBP CHF or GBP JPY. But if the news comes out actual greater than forecast, you can buy GBP USD. So please, let's take note of that ahead of the news. If actual is greater than forecast by 8 o'clock, buy GBP USD. If actual is less than forecast, sell GBP CHF or GBP JPY. All right, I think I've sounded that enough for the pound news by 8 o'clock. Okay, Emmanuel is saying no audio. Why are people not? People are having issues. Maybe it's still the network issue that we're having in Nigeria. Maybe, let me just respond to him. Maybe it's your network. Others can hear me. All right, so that's it on the pound this morning. Now let's look at the other, events we have for today and technical projections. Now, ahead of the FOMC, now it should be noted that the FOMC is actually the second most volatile, event in Forex after the NFP. NFP is non-farm payroll, which measures employment. While FOMC measures interest rates in the United States. Now, ahead of this news, we can check what is happening to the dollar. And the dollar index, as I can see now on my screen, is having a bearish bias. Now, on the daily time frame, we can see we have a support zone. A price broke through and became a resistance. So technically, I should be looking for a bearish, movement on the dollar index. And if that's the case, that means I'm expecting the dollar pairs where the dollar is a base currency to go bearish. So I'll start with USD JPY. Now this is USD JPY on the daily time frame, and we can see that price is already hitting a daily resistance level on the daily time frame. It's very, very close to it. May get to that point, in the course of the day. But technically, price is trading around a daily resistance zone. You understand? So that means that technically we expect, the dollar to reverse. So if the FOMC comes out not to favor the dollar, okay, Mr. Cyril is saying he cannot view my screen. How do we? Okay, just tell me, log out and log in. I don't know. There's nothing I can do about
You
that.
can go to YouTube and try that out.
Okay, thank you so much for that. All right, thank you so much for reminding me on that. So, Mr. Cyril, kindly go to YouTube. Kindly go on my YouTube page and watch it live and watch the analysis live. My handle is Learn Forex. All right. So thanks for that. So Mr. Cyril, just go to that's why it's good to have that that live stream, And there are people do you know that people on YouTube now that are watching that live stream? They are not, part of the people from our WhatsApp group. There are people who watch it live. So if you're watching live from YouTube, you can drop your comments, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe, to my channel. Can you drop the link to your YouTube? Okay, let me just oblige. So like I was saying, I can see a lot of technical setup, on the dollar. The dollar is having a lot of setup which can be tradable today, but we have to just wait for the outcome of the NFP before we can take any decision, except if for one reason or the other, the movement starts before the NFP. But even at then, I will advise to trade with a lot of caution, because fundamentals sometimes can be very, very sensitive to trade, especially, on NFP, I mean, on a day like this, So I would suggest we trade with a lot of caution. Okay, for the person asking about my YouTube link, that's it over there. So let's go back to what we were doing. All right. So the dollar, I said the USD/JPY is bearish technically ahead of the news. So if the news comes out not to favor the dollar, you should be looking at selling the USD/JPY. And the same thing also the USD CAD. Now for USD CAD, we can see that price actually hit a resistance level right here yesterday. This is a resistance. This is another resistance. So price closed as a rejection candle on that level yesterday. So technically, we should expect a bearish movement today. So if the news again comes out not to favor the dollar, we should be expecting a bearish movement on USD CAD. And also still on the same USD CAD, we can see price is equally trading downwards on the trend line. We have price in the trend line first time, second time, very came close to the third time where we had this bearish movement. And also price touched the trend line yesterday. That's a confluence that we should look for a bearish setup. So again, if the news does not favor the dollar, we should be looking out for a bearish breakout on the USD CHF. And on 1 hour, I already have, a trend line, a rising wedge pattern formed, which is an indication still of a bearish breakout on the USD CAD. So you can just watch out for this instrument. It's having a pattern that looks like a head and shoulder. It's not so perfect, but that's what it looks like, which will also aid the bearish breakout. So I'm bearish biased on USD CAD. And same thing on the USD CHF. My analysis for the week is a bearish setup on the USD CHF. So, and it's still, still very much in view. We have a support turned resistance. Price broke through support and it turned resistance right here. So technically, we're looking for a bearish dollar again. So again, if the news does not favor the dollar, we should be looking at selling USD CHF. On 1 hour, we already have a rising wedge. So we're just waiting for a bearish breakout. So generally, we're just bearish on the dollar, for today. And so that's just it. That's just it. Let me not add other. There are many other ones, but let's just limit it to that. I've mentioned JPCHF already. We have a bearish outlook. Now, I want to look at CAD JPY. Now, this one can be tradable in the course of today because it's not really dollar related. So we may look for opportunity to trade this. Now, CAD JPY price already hit a resistance level on the daily time frame. And that's where price is at the moment as we speak. So if we come down to 1 hour, we can see a rising wedge. So in the course of today, if price breaks out downwards, you can trade CAD JPY. CAD JPY is tradable. If you can see price break out, below the trend line, we can trade CAD JPY. So we're looking for a bearish breakout, and we can use our Fibonacci. Now, if you want to get to know how to use Fibonacci, you can go to my YouTube channel and watch the video. Fibonacci, simple Fibonacci strategies or so. That's the title. So you can, with that video, you'll learn how to place your Fibonacci and your profit taking levels, which is Fibonacci 50 and 61.8. You'll see how to apply it. So I'm bearish on the CAD JPY today. And I'm also bearish on Euro AUD. All these ones have nothing to do with the dollar, so they are very much tradable. For Euro AUD, it's a rising wedge on 1 hour. There's no resistance on daily. Rising wedges can work without, a resistance. They are not necessarily dependent on a resistance level. So I'm seeing a rising wedge pattern. So if price breaks out below this, rising wedge, we can take a sell on a Euro AUD. And also, we have the US oil. And now it should be noted that the US oil contains dollar, so trade it with caution and it can be volatile. But generally, for this instrument, we have price hits a support turned resistance. And if all things work technically, if things work in favor of the technicals, we should see a reversal. So we can go down to the 1 hour and look for entry opportunities. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, in fact, I would advise you to put your eyes on this, except you don't trade crude oil, no problem, because on 1 hour, what I'm seeing forming now is likely to be a head and shoulder, which should lead to a very strong breakout. Currently, price has broken up on the trend line. So what we're waiting for is the completion of the pattern and RSI below 50. And we may be able to trigger a sell, on US oil. So let's put our eyes on that in the course of today. Okay, and finally, okay, I'll give Euro New Zealand. It's still in line with the Euro AUD, same direction. There are many other ones, but I don't want to just keep lumping, different instruments. So let's just take the few ones. And for Euro New Zealand, we equally have a support turned resistance. So we're looking for a bearish breakout. So we zoom down to 1 hour and we have a rising wedge. So we'll wait for a breakout and we'll sell Euro New Zealand. So that will be all for my analysis this morning. Please, if you joined us late, you may go back to my YouTube channel, and watch the video. It's available there, streaming at the moment. So you can always watch it to guide you as to the instrument to trade, in the course of the day. So I can see people already dropping, different instruments you want me to analyze. I'll do that in a few minutes and we'll be done. All right, so the first one I'm seeing here is from Sade's FX, and that is gold. All right, so we'll go to gold. Okay, so let me clean off all this. So gold, now we said that we are bearish on the dollar, at least from what we saw from the dollar index. Now, except the news comes out, to favor the dollar. If the news comes out to favor the dollar, gold may sell. Dollar will determine what will happen to gold today. So if the news comes out, if anything comes out to favor the dollar, gold will sell. But if from the technicals, what we are seeing is a bearish dollar, then technically gold is expected to continue in the bullish direction. And if you look at it currently, price has been ranging. Now we have a kind of a resistance here from the tip of this shadow, which is acting like a support because price is ranging around this level. Because on days, this is daily time frame. Gold has been in a range for about 4 days. So technically, we should expect a continuation in the bullish direction. Will gold move before the news? I really can't tell. It all depends on market dynamics. But even at then, I will advise you trade gold with caution today because it's been ranging for quite some days now. So if the news is released and it comes out in line with our expectation is that the dollar is bearish. That is what we can see technically. So if the news comes out not to favor the dollar, then we'll expect, a breakout, a bullish breakout on gold. However, if the news comes out to favor the dollar, gold may just sell to touch that support level on the daily time frame. So it's a dollar that is going to control the movement of gold for now, except if we have a global crisis, maybe a war. We've not been really hearing so much about the war between Hamas and Israel. They've been quiet for a while. So I'm not sure if the war has ended, because those kind of global events actually leads to a strong bullish movement on gold also. But aside that, FOMC is the guy that will determine the movement of gold today. But technically, we are bullish biased because that's what the technicals is saying at the moment. So I hope I've responded to Shade's FX. Even on the shorter time frame, I can't see, at least with my own trading strategy, I can't see any setup at the moment. I'm not seeing any setup. Let's go down to 15 minutes. There's no clarity on gold at the moment. So trading with caution, preferably stay out. All right, so I've attended to that. Let's take the next one, and that is GBP AUD. Yeah, for GBP AUD from my weekly analysis, I am bearish on that instrument, and I still maintain that outlook, except there is a change in market structure. Oh, is it GBP card or GBP AUD? Oh, sorry, GBP AUD. Pardon me. I was thinking about GBP card. Sorry, let's check GBP AUD. All right. So this is GBP AUD on the daily. Let's go down up to the weekly. Yeah, I'm trying to confirm something. Now, I will advise you trade this instrument with a lot of, whoever is asking about GBP AUD, this instrument should be traded with a lot of caution. I'm sorry, somebody is asking something in one of our groups. Just a second, please. Okay, somebody is asking about the link, wants to join the class. All right, so I've responded to the person. So let me get back to my, okay, now this instrument currently on the weekly time frame, we have a valid support and an inverse head and shoulder pattern, which will lead to a bullish continuation. So I want you to take note of that. So you know what to look out for on the lower time frame. So this is 4 hour, this is 1 hour. Now, even though it's a bullish pattern we should be looking out for, I can't see anyone at the moment. Now, but however, you can take a buy if we take this as a minor resistance zone and price breaks out above this zone. If price breaks out above this zone, you can take a buy. Because on the weekly time frame, what I can actually see there is, an inverse head and shoulder, and that's a very strong pattern coming from a long-term trend. So it means that long-term, this instrument is going to buy. If you remember my analysis on the Euro AUD, I think I'm bullish on Euro AUD also. I'll check again. But then this one, an inverse head and shoulder on weekly time frame, is long-term bullish. But I'm not seeing, a falling wedge or descending trend line. But all I know is that if price breaks out above this zone, we can look for a bullish trade on GBP AUD. So that person that talked about GBP AUD should please take note of that. That's Paul Chooks. Take note. Now, AUD JPY is another one by someone there. Pardon me, I didn't take time to check the name. AUD JPY, all right. So this is AUD JPY, and price hits, just like CAD JPY that hit a resistance. AUD JPY is also trading at the resistance level on the daily time frame. So we come down to 1 hour time frame, and we'll look for entry, but we can't see a clear trend line on 1 hour. So I have to flip down to 15 minutes. So on 15 minutes time frame, please, if you're joining us, just mute your device. On 15 minutes time frame, we can clearly draw, a trend line, and we'll wait, not just a trend line, too, to form a rising wedge. So we'll wait for price to break out downwards. So we have a bearish outlook on AUD JPY. And if we use the Fibonacci levels, maybe looking to make entry around Fibonacci 23.6. That's, somewhere around here. Though if the breakout happens before, then fine. But if you want to use pending order, that could be your entry. And you can take profit at Fibonacci 50 and Fibonacci 61.8, which could give you 33 pips to about 50 pips. That's about 85 pips in all things being equal. So I'm bearish on AUD JPY. Sonny Chooks, what do you see about Euro USD? Now we are bearish on the dollar, so Euro USD will likely buy. Now, another reason why Euro USD may likely buy is because on the 4 hour, I'm very careful of talking about this instrument for in a few days. Okay, let me close all this. All right, now this is Euro USD. It actually was in a bearish trade, since last week. We had the resistance there, the rising wedge, very valid, swing setup. I think I gave this last week, though the structure changed. It was not initially like this, but, market structure can get modified and the trend will still not change. This actually extends to this resistance zone there. All right, so this is what was there before. Now, if you use Fibonacci, you discover that price already hit Fibonacci 50. If you go to my YouTube channel and you watch that video, Fibonacci, simple Fibonacci strategies, you will see it there. Fibonacci 50 and Fibonacci 61.8 are reversal points. When price gets to any of these two levels, there's a likelihood of reversal. You can see that happen when price hits Fibonacci 50, it started going back, upwards. Yes, it's possible it goes up there and still come down, but then we have a news today, and technically, the dollar seems to be already, overbought. So I'll advise you, if you want to trade Euro USD, trade with a lot of caution, because if you look at the second look at this, this is looking a lot like an inverse head and shoulder. That's on the 4 hour. It's also clear on 4 hour, but if you go down to 1 hour, you will see it clearer. You can see it on 1 hour. So this guy is ready for a bullish reversal. So it's not a time to sell Euro USD. It's not a time to sell it at all. So that's our advice. We trade it with a lot of caution. All right, so NAS 100, I've attended to Mr. Sonny, NAS 100, that's Mr. Emmanuel Uko. All right, this is NAS 100. This is the 4-hour. Let's go to daily time frame. Yeah, on Monday or so, we had our 1 hour. Our daily time frame. We price it as this support level. So we're still around that support. Currently, what I'm seeing forming here is an inverse head and shoulder pattern, which you see price go up. So don't forget, this is still part of that support from the daily time frame. So it's very much in order. You can take a buy trade if price breaks out above this resistance level, which is the neckline. So if a new candle breaks out above this level, you can trigger a buy. So Mr. Emmanuel, kindly take notes. We have an inverse head and shoulder information, and we're waiting for price to break out above the neckline to take a buy. So it's a bullish setup on NAS 100. CAD CHF, okay, that's for Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. Ricky.
You're welcome, sir. All right, CAD CHF. Okay, on the daily time frame, we can see that price hit a resistance level just some few days ago. And 4 hour, 1 hour. On the big picture, this is looking a lot like a double top pattern information, which should lead to a bearish breakout. And as such, we can draw our trend line right here to capture price as it falls. So if you zoom down to 1 hour, you can just wait for price, to break below that trend line before you trigger a sell. Or better still, you look at that on the swing side, because the candles are so tiny now that I drew the line. So let's make it a swing setup. We're waiting for a breakout, below this trend line to trigger a sell on CAD CHF. So I hold the bearish buyers on CAD CHF. Ms. Abara, good news. We have news by 8, sir. Yes, it's noted, sir. The GBP USD is on a bullish trend. So if the news by 8 o'clock favors the pound, buy GBP USD. If the news does not favor the pound, sell GBP CHF. I've said that earlier. Okay, good morning, sir. Please, my peers refuse to display on my laptop. What could be the problem? Okay, that's ABS. Okay, I believe you are online now. I'm going to show you something. And I believe you are on MetaTrader 4, because that's what I'm using at the moment. If you're MetaTrader 4 and your pairs are not showing, now I hope you can see my cursor. There's a likelihood that this is what is happening. Your currency pairs are hidden. Now you can see that I just right-clicked on the market watch. If I click hide all, the currency pairs will be hidden. Let me do it again. Hide. Okay. Oh, this one is not hiding. But normally, if you just touch your account, all your currency pairs will not be showing. I don't know why this is not hiding. All you need to do is to come, but you can still do what I'm asking you to do now. Just go to your market watch, right click and click show all. Maybe because mine is, I've been using it for long. If you click on show all, right click and click show all your currency pairs that are not showing, everything will show. That's the solution.
Sorry, I'm the one, sir. They are gray. That show all and hide all. They are not on a blank black ink. You know, if they are on black ink, it will display definitely, yes. But mine is not displaying on a black, it's displaying on a gray. So it's not even clicking.
Is your account, are you sure your account is activated?
Yes, it is. I'm even trading with my phone with it.
Okay,
I have
now
to,
this one
huh?
that is not showing that you mentioned, is it on the laptop or on the phone?
On the laptop, MetaTrader 5.
MetaTrader 5. Okay, maybe you should write support. Write support at puprime.com. Because the
Okay.
only thing I know to do is this show off. That's the setting that normally should work. Except if there is a kind of a deactivation or a partial activation on your account. Normally you shouldn't be having that problem.
Okay, maybe I will just come to the office with the system.
Are you based in Lagos?
Yes, I've been at the office. So I think
All right.
so.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, so let's move. We're almost running out of time. I've attended to CAD CHF, GBP USD. I've said we are bullish on GBP USD. Euro USD, I've attended to that. I think I've attended to virtually everyone, at least from what I'm seeing here. Okay, somebody is asking, how do we get direction of the USA FOMC news? Since only the first one gives the forecast and others don't. All right. And that's where sentiment comes in. I get what you're trying to say. Others don't really give anything. They are just speeches and statements. You may also have to look at the direction. That's why technically we are bearish. So if the news is released, the one that will have the actual and forecast, if it comes out actual less than forecast, it means we're going to sell. The other statements and speeches will likely not negate that. It is possible there may be a spike. That one is very possible because FOMC could be volatile. A spike would mean that even if the direction is going to be bearish, it may start buying first, sell, buy, sell before going. Any scenario is possible. Any scenario is possible, but trade with caution. See, news trading, be careful of using high lot size with news trading because sometimes what you don't expect may happen. There may be instability. Trade your news normally. In fact, I would say you should even risk much more little compared to what you risk with technicals when it comes to news, because sometimes it may not be exactly as we expect, but we still want to trade it and still keep, our risk properly managed, just in case things did not go as planned. So please, let's take note of that. AUDCHF, Madam Munaji. All right, I think that's the last one I'll take. I think this AUDCHF, from my outlook, maybe yesterday or Monday or so, we had a bearish outlook on it. Plus, at this morning, when I checked, it's like it's behaving funny. Maybe that's another one. I just have to check it. Instead of selling, it looks like this is ranging in the bullish direction. Okay, this is it. I remember when we gave this, I said we have a triple top on a resistance. You can see the resistance zone up there. So technically, we should have a bearish trade, and price broke out, below the support or the neckline. But currently, price is retesting. What is happening here is a retest. It happens. When price is trying to break a trend line, sometimes it might go back and retest it. Now, you can see that the last candle here is a rejection candle, the one before the current candle. So that's an indication that price will still, go back in the bearish direction. So I still maintain my bearish outlook on AUDCHF. It's still bearish. However, be careful. FOMC can change things. So just watch. I don't know at what point to enter. If price is able to make it back to your entry, make sure you have a tight stop loss in place, because we don't know how FOMC will do later in the course of the day. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you.
Amen, man. So I think we're going to be opening the class here. It's some minutes to 8 o'clock. Okay, maybe we should just hold on and see how the news will look like. Do you want that? Okay, I'm not getting any feedback. The news is 8 o'clock.
Yes, it's very good. That's all it.
All right, so we have just 4 minutes to go. So let's just, so while we are waiting, if you still have a question, you can go ahead. We still have 4 minutes to wait for the news. So I can still take 1 or 2 questions while we're waiting for the news. So if you are yet to open an account with PU Prime, just go right now to www.puprime.com and open a live account. Now you require 2 documents to verify your account. One, your means of identification issued by the government. That can be your international, your driver's license, your international passport, your NIN, or your voter's card. And you also require a proof of address, which can be your 3 to 6 months bank statement or any utility bill that is written in your name. That can be your water rate bill or your PHCN bill, as long as it's in your name. You can use that, to verify your account. And you can fund your account and also start trading using all the tools we provide, to make trading a lot easier for you and to make profits, in the Forex market. And at PU Prime, we have 2 offices in Nigeria. Our head office is in Abuja at 50 Ebitu Ukiwe Street, Jabi, Abuja. And we have our Lagos office at 54B Adeniyi Jones Avenue in Lagos. So if you live in any of these 2 locations or its environment, you can visit those offices for physical training on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesday is beginners class, and the time is 11 a.m. and the Thursday is intermediate stroke advanced class. So I'll suggest you come to these classes. You will learn a lot about how to trade Forex. However, for those who are scattered in other parts of Nigeria who are not in Lagos, Abuja, we also have our online classes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, where you can learn online. So you just connect to us on Zoom. All you need to do is to make sure that you are active in the WhatsApp group where you got the link to this Zoom class from, because we'll drop the link to our online class in that group. Time for online classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is 3 p.m. So just check the group, click the link, and join the class.
Sorry, sir. Excuse me, please. I have a question on this, on dollar news. Is it only federal funds rate that we expected data?
Now, everything on
projections. I don't know.
Yes, it's the federal funds rate that will give us the actual either greater than or less than forecast. The other ones are speeches, FOMC economic projection, FOMC statements, FOMC press conference. They are all speeches. Okay, but they will not really go against the outcome of the federal funds rate, because that's the decision where the rate has been fixed, that whether it is, they are increasing the interest rate or decreasing it, or they are leaving it the way it is. So 3 things will happen today when the FOMC is released. Is either America wants to increase interest rates, or they want to reduce interest rates, or the interest rate remains unchanged. So if they increase the interest rates, it will be green. That's actually greater than forecast. If they decrease it, it will be red. That's actually less than forecast. If they leave it unchanged, it will be black. That is actually equal to forecast. But technically, we are looking at a bearish scenario. That's from the technicals. So if the rate remains unchanged, because technically priced at a resistance level, it will still sell. And if it comes out as a red, actually as a forecast, it will still sell also. It's only if it comes out actually greater than forecast, we may experience a buy. And truly, FOMC may break resistance level. So it may even break our technicals. So, but then the technical is just to give us a guide as to what the priority should be like, and if it goes in line with that, all well and good.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, so we're less than 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7, 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the news. Let's 210 pending. Can we check our pound? You know, our Forex factory can be lagging. So I'm not seeing, let me check again. It's still showing pending, but then we can look. This is GBP USD. I think you can see my screen. I'm not seeing much activity, but I know I told you we were bullish on GBP USD because we had price on a trend line on a with a rejection candle from the previous day. I don't think this is moving the market like that. Okay, GBP JPY seems to be selling, but then this is 15 minutes. The GBP JPY is bearish, right? Where is GBP CHF? GBP CHF, I don't think all of them are reacting well to this. I'm not seeing any clear movements. Just hold on. GBP CHF looks like it's trying to buy. GBP JPY is looking like it's trying to buy also. That means that GBP USD will be buying. Where is GBP USD again? But GBP USD is not, it's not just moving as, is the one that is should be most bullish, but then it will still buy. It will still buy later because you can see clearly now the inverse head and shoulder is forming more, and it will still take its bullish movement. So this news is not really having much impact.
Yes, because the result is bearish. It's bearish. So
okay, it's actual less than forecast. Okay,
yes,
it's clear now. It's actual less than forecast. So I said it is actual less than forecast, but you can see now it's actual less than forecast. But GBP is trying to buy instead of sell. So just watch it. You don't need to enter now. It's actually less than forecast. GBP CHF, GBP JPY should be selling, but they are looking like they are trying to buy. GBP USD too. Well, this one we've been bullish on it, so let's just leave that one. We have a bullish outlook already on this one. But then the other ones were supposed to be selling, but they are trying to buy. That means all the pounds are trying to buy across board, despite the fact that this came out actually as a forecast. So in such a situation, please just stay out. We are not seeing consistency.
Yes.
So please stay out of JPY. I mean, GBP trades for now, except there's clarity. But then later in the day, you know, ahead of NFP, GBP USD is ready for a buy. We have an inverse head and shoulder. If price breaks out above, that's a buy for GBP USD. So this news did not really give us any serious impact. So please just stay out of it. It's not giving us any serious impact. All right. We'll end the class here. Trade safe and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, sir. Enjoy the rest of the day.
You're welcome. So those who joined late, the live stream is available on YouTube. You can just go to my YouTube channel and watch it. Bye-bye.